Worldwide, 1 in 6 children are employed under unethical working conditions. Child labor is currently one of the most crippling social issues we face today, and Mackenzie Sage has become part of the solution. Throughout the year, our business has raised thousands of dollars and championed numerous events to reduce unethical working conditions in developing countries. Furthermore, Mackenzie Sage has also been committed to giving back locally to our community by providing high school students with affordable yet customizable clothing. We are Macapparel.
Good afternoon, judges. I'm Kareem.
Shannon.
My name's Derek.
And I'm Devika.
And we are
Macapparel. Our agenda for today is as follows. First off, we'll start off with an innovation. So what exactly do we do that makes it so different? This will be followed by a brief analysis of our profits, so whether it's revenue or expenses. Next will be sustainability. So what do we do to make sure that we follow current environmental trends? And this will be followed by media, rather mass media. So which media do we use in order to communicate and channel to which exact clients and customers? And lastly, a succession plan. So what do we plan on doing to make sure that we have a smooth transition from this year to the next year?
So to start off, what sets Macapparel apart from other businesses is that we offer cheap yet customizable clothing to high school students. And this is just the customer standpoint of things. On the other side, we also employ ethical labor, so no child labor, and we are sweatshop free. So our factories produce each garment from scratch. They receive plain cotton, cut it, dye it, and sew it. Then they print customizable designs onto the clothing to the club's or customers' needs. We also ensure that each of these customizable designs meet what our customer wanted so that they receive a quality product. As of today, we've received no complaints regarding the quality of our product, and we've even been compared to major brands such as American Apparel. Our international manufacturer is based in New Delhi, India. At Macapparel, we're all for the development of economy, and as well as while employing those who are underprivileged. And that's why through our sales, we've actually been able to employ over 200 people in New Delhi for the jobs. And pictures behind me are actual photographs of the factory that we're using to create Macapparel garments.
So moving on to compliance audits. All of us know that countries like India are infamous for their child labor problems. We wanted to ensure that we are using sweatshop-free and child labor-free facilities. As a result, we use the CBSI, it's a global initiative that accredits organizations and runs audits to ensure factories are safe. Pictured behind me is the different causes within the investigation. It clearly states that there's no child labor in the facilities, working conditions are good, wages are paid on time, and overall there's no racism, there's freedom of expression, and that these factories work ethically. Moving on to how we make profit and our income statement. Profit is what drives Macapparel. We are an SRV category company and we're obviously profit driven. We do not want profitability just for profitability. We wanted to do it by an ethical and sustainable means. We achieved that over the last year. We priced our crew necks and sweaters at $22 while they took $12 to produce. On the other hand, we produced our t-shirts at $7 and they were sold at $12. With a 40% profit margin, we ensured our profitability without overcharging our customers. In the end, we have, as you can see, over $5,000 in revenue. From other revenue sources, we have over $600, and overall, we're landing a net profit of $2,240. This is inclusive of the $60 we donated last week towards an initiative we talked about today. Equity financing. So, as a high school startup, the first and main problem we had was where do we raise the funds to start our business? Where do we kick off? Obviously, this business could not be financed by debt because we're not in a position to go to a bank and ask for a loan. Therefore, we approached our school and they were kind enough to donate $150 to our business. Soon, we participated in 2 food days by selling fried chicken and samosas, and over there, we raised more than $300. And as you can see, today, that $150 is over $6,000 in revenue. Sales. So sales, according to me, is what drives a business. It is the ability to execute in terms of sales is what you have to show for. For me, it's the most crucial aspect of owning any business. Therefore, our hard-working sales team ensured that they worked with an honest, trustful, and healthy relationship with our clients. They visited various clubs, spoke to students and staff in order to get orders. As a result, we have over 250 sweaters sold and 250 happy customers. So moving on to our inventory modeling and how we make the business essentially. So this is our high volume, low profit model. The high volume is essentially that we believe that we do not want to overcharge our customers. Also, customer demand was around $20 to $25 as a selling price for sweaters. As a result, we kept our selling point at $22, and we managed to sell 250 sweaters, which is on high on volume, but lower in profit margin. Moving on to how we manage our inventory. Obviously, we were worried about the risk of oversupplying the target market. That is buying too many sweaters for the school, buying too many t-shirts for the school, we might not have demand. So as a result, we started on a buying house plan. A fashion buying house is essentially a mediator between the retail aspect and the manufacturing aspect. On the retail side, we took $10 as a pre-order deposit from every club for every sweater, and a $5 deposit for every t-shirt. On the manufacturing side, we ensured that there was safe and efficient production, and as a result, within 20 business days, with the maximum time we took to get an order made in New Delhi, India, here in Toronto, Ontario, within 20 business days.
Sustainability. So aside from making sure that we provide exceptional customer service to our customers, here at Macapparel, we take great pride in making sure that we decrease our environmental footprint. One way we do that is through our product itself. So right now, a few samples of our product will be passed around, and if you take notice, our t-shirts are made 100% from cotton, and our sweaters and crew necks are made with 60% from cotton. Now, why the choice of cotton, may you ask? Cotton is actually biodegradable, it is actually environmentally friendly, and most importantly, it's environmentally friendly and sustainable throughout its entirety of its product cycle, which is why we chose to go with cotton instead of other materials. Another way which we make sure we make an impact, so to speak, within our community is not necessarily for the product itself, but also for initiatives. One of which being Mathfix. So at our school, we hosted an event where classes were able to sign up. And essentially here, what it was is really it was a means of promoting awareness of causes and issues such as child labor. So we played a documentary and screen it, and the documentary screen was The Dark Side of Chocolate, and essentially it was a documentary which sort of gave insight on how chocolate was made through child labor in Africa. Another way, and another initiative which we actually implemented was a clothing drive. We used our school to make sure that we can have an impact in our community. And how we did that was we were actually able to obtain only 60 pounds of clothing and give it to our local clothing drive. And really what we were able to do is we wanted to make sure that as a company that provided and service of clothing and custom apparel, we felt that a clothing drive would be most suitable for us to give back to the community. Now, aside from giving back to our community and our school community, we wanted to act globally. And we were able to do that with the opportunity given to us by World Vision India. Earlier this week, we were able to accomplish this with ours. With the money we raised from our sales, we were able to give back globally and sponsor a child from Macapparel, Kerala, a South Indian town in India. So here was a main office, and he was a 6-year-old boy, and the region of Kerala was infamous for its child labor rates. And because of its impoverishment, young children are forced to work at a very young age, and not only for themselves, but rather for their families as well, which is why we decided to take action and sponsor a child. And for us, it's just the beginning.
Aside from word of mouth, we use social media as a marketing channel for us to use. We started off our campaign by using the hashtag Factual Friday by sharing a fact in relation to child poverty and as well as child labor. We started off by raising awareness for issues we see in our daily lives but is often overlooked by society. Facebook is another very important tool that we use for our media marketing. We created a Facebook page with our executive team where we advertised our apparel as well as our initiative that we were going to take on for that year. We've included posts such as Fashion Friday and design input for our clothing. Our most popular and most engaging post was about Amin Afas, the sponsored child from North Carolina. Our website is a very crucial part of our social media marketing. We included parts of it where it was easy for the customer to buy and purchase things online. This year, the grade 2015 graduates was able to purchase their graduating sweaters from this website without any hassle. We also were able to include an email option where we contacted all of the customers on a one-to-one basis where we were able to take in suggestions and feedback to them. They were able to contact us and also be able to see our story and our perspective on the issue that we were sharing.
So now I'll be talking a little bit about some of our goals for next year. So after we surpassed our initial goals this year, we've decided to continue with the same business model. And like my colleague said, Amin was just the beginning. And this leads me to one of the initiatives we hope to undertake next year. This initiative will be called Clothing for Kids, and it's similar to the initiative that Tom's is currently taking, called One for One. Basically how this works is for every shoe you purchase at Tom's, they donate a shoe to a child in need. We're running through somewhat of the same idea, where for every garment you purchase through Macapparel, we will donate $1 towards sponsoring a child with world vision. Another initiative that we're hoping to take next year is a partnership between ourselves and the Free the Children Club at our school. Through this partnership, we hope to host conferences that bring to light different social welfare issues throughout the world, such as child labor, and just remind them of when they're purchasing Macapparel, what kind of cause they're supporting. Lastly, we're also hoping to expand our markets next year by not only marketing to schools within the TDSB, to high schools within the TDSB, but also to the feeder middle schools that lead to the high school. And through this, we'll reach a vast majority of middle school students who are in high demand for clothing for their different clubs or sports teams, and that will be a huge increase in demand for our product. And we've also had a selection process for our next year's executives to make sure that whoever's coming in to fill our roles will be just as committed to the club and the business itself.
The United Nations considers clothing to be one of the most needed necessities for life. However, some of these underprivileged children who work in these conditions cannot afford to buy these clothes. So Macapparel has taken the initiative to make a change locally, globally, and internationally.
With over $6,000 in sales revenue,
$2,000 in net profit,
Lower middle class workers employed,
and 60 pounds of clothing donated.
we are Macapparel.